Hi, this is Nancy with Peace Coaching. Thanks for stopping by today. I wanted to talk a little bit about a concept with codependency recovery. You might have heard of this idea of codependency recovery having to do with finding yourself, finding out who you are. In fact, one of the questions that I ask during an assessment when I first start to get to know one of my clients is I'll ask them the question, "Who are you?" Everybody hates that question, right? It's nebulous. It's hard to understand. It's like, I don't know. What am I supposed to answer? My name is Nancy. I don't know. And so everybody hates the question, but nevertheless, the question is still important. And I always want to hear what my clients have to say when they answer the question. And usually, clients will give me one of two kinds of answers. First, they might give me character traits. I'm smart, I'm stubborn, I'm funny, I'm struggle with anger issues, whatever that might be. They might give me adjectives like that. Or they might give me roles that they play. Roles like mother, sister, son, husband, worker, etc., whatever that might be. And usually that's the kinds of answers that I get. But the true answer of who we really are is far more complex than that. And so when we're thinking about who we are, it's a combination of not only the roles and adjectives that we see in ourselves, those are facets of us. And if we look at ourselves as though we are a brilliant cut diamond, how many facets your diamond has increases the sparkle and the brilliance of the diamond. And the same is true about you. We have many, many facets, all different kinds of character traits, all different kinds of things about us that are true, that make us to be a brilliant diamond. And so knowing what those facets are, being able to stand for them, being able to understand them and have clarity about those. Funny that we use a clarity word when we're talking about diamonds. But we're talking about the clarity of do I know who I am, and how would I really answer that question? And so, one of the things that came up for me this week in one of my sessions was the idea of not knowing what you believe and what you believe about big ticket items like the meaning of life. Like, what do I mean about the meaning? What do I think the meaning of life is? What happens to you when you die? Things like that, big questions. And they're more existential questions, right? They're more difficult to answer because they're big ticket items. And so, but the question becomes, do you know the answer to those questions about you? And so the thing that I was looking at this week in terms of, and I was looking at this through the lens of internal family systems, which is one of the coaching theories that I use in order to work with my clients. When we talk about our parts work, and the little kids inside of us, our inner child, our protector parts, things like that. The thing that came up for me with this week was that when our parts don't know what we really believe, they'll feel anxiety. In other words, they'll worry about it and they'll wonder. And they will live inside of us in a timeless space, the place where our parts have no idea that there is time passing. And our parts will worry and wonder about what do we really believe about that? And if we don't answer them, and if we don't have a good answer, and by the way, because I said so, or I don't know, are not suitable answers for our parts. And so they actually need to know a real answer, and it not only needs to be a real answer, it needs to be an answer that makes sense to you. And so something that can stand on bedrock, something that doesn't shake when it's tested. And so what do you really believe? What do you actually believe? So do I believe in heaven and hell? Do I believe in reincarnation? Whatever you might believe about what happens to you when you die. Your parts are wondering. They want to know, what do we actually believe about this? And if we don't have an answer, and if our answer is I don't know, and are we ever able to 100% perfectly this side of death? No, exactly, but probably not. But do we have a really good sense of that? Do we have an understanding, something that makes sense to us? Our parts are looking for answers to questions like that. Why are we here on this floating rock in the middle of space? Why do people suffer? What is pain about? Why are we suffering so much? And our parts need to know the answer to those questions, and the answers have to make sense. And so I encourage you to find out and figure out who you are, figure out all of the different facets, all of the different faces of who you are. Find out those parts inside of you. Understand who they are, what they think, what they believe, what they worry about, what kinds of burdens they carry, and what kinds of things that they believe they need to do in order to survive. It's actually a quite effective way of working through things in terms of therapy, but it also brings that ever elusive peace and happiness that we're looking for, both of which I happen to believe are byproducts of getting the answers to these questions correct. And so, if you want to work through these things, if you want some help navigating all of that and finding that out and getting your parts to help them calm down some, you know what to do. Go to the website and book a session, and we'll be happy to talk with you about that. Thanks for stopping by.